Bye bye Bali.
Alright, we're here.
Welcome to this episode. In this episode we're in Singapore and we actually taught a bunch of workshops in Singapore. We did two kind of slightly more advanced workshops on Icarians on castaway and also a standing acro, hands down shoulders and boom booms, and then we gave a weekend intensive at JN Studio where we did kind of 4 workshops as well, whips, pops, hands and some other Icarians as well. Yeah.
You will see some short clips, you'll see of our teaching, our travel, what we ate, what we did, some excursions in Singapore.
Showed Laura around Singapore, that was nice. Yeah.
And at the end of the episode, you will hear about our most embarrassing teaching story so far.
A little mishap. So stay tuned for that and hear what we learned from it as well. We are ready to go.
It's a miracle, we're all packed. Sharing one suitcase, packed also with acrobats, and the rest to share. Walking to the car. You can only get to our house by motorbike as we're in the middle of the rice fields.
Getting on the plane to Singapore. Yeah. Landed in Singapore.
Yes.
About to pick up the bags and meet my uncle. Singapore airport.
Looking forward to have dinner. Yes.
Yeah, chicken rice.
Singapore.
Showing Laura around a hawker center. There's lots of different foods here. She feels like a complete tourist.
Yeah, I'm the only tourist.
Only Angmo here, apart from me as well. So over here we have it's like congee porridge. Yeah, weird porridges, rice porridge things. Yeah. Getting ready for our workshop. First workshop in Singapore. So in this workshop we taught a whale to bird Icarian followed by castaway, and we use the whale to bird as a nice progression and preparation because the base action is actually fairly similar to the castaway action. And then we have several different progressions we use for the castaway and we taught and shared. So you can see a lot of that here in different explanations we're giving, different progressions and actions. And then you can see at the end some of the castaways going around as well.
Where I'm somewhat in balance, just leaning the slightest bit to my back, this side. If I lean to this side, if he pops me, I can go this way. Yeah?
Laura is stretching, warming up. We are arriving to Jan Yoga Studio for the second and last day of our weekend intensive. Let's go in. I also sometimes open my knees a bit wider here so I'm not clashing my knees.
I tend to look down instead of look somewhere here. So in my step, but I look down. Now if he charges, and if I don't tuck, look, I'm fully on his chest now, so he can't charge somewhere.
You got a short way.
Yeah, so
My legs are the longest.
my head's up, I do here, and then up.
I see.
But I need to do this with my chest, and then come back to straight. And I need to move only this without moving the rest of my body.
Good. last day or two here to relax and enjoy. We're going to have some nice acai bowls for late lunch.
Looks super good. Yeah, I'm super hungry.
Yeah. Last night we stayed up till 2 AM, or I stayed up till 2 AM playing mahjong. So we're coming a late day today, getting some food in. We're going to go maybe to the casino, maybe explore Singapore a bit. We are in the Marina Bay Mall. We're going to head to the casino soon. And first going to check out some of the sightseeing touristy things.
Being a proper tourist.
Over there is the Merlion, spraying water out. Over here's the Esplanade Theatres. Over here's the Louis Vuitton, the Art Science Museum behind Laura's head. And MBS up behind us. Big boat. Whee! Taking Laura into the casino. Here we go. She's never been to a casino before. So this is going to be the first time she's trying it out. The casino! Oh my god!
About what happened in the second workshop that we taught at the Circus Academy. It was actually one of our most embarrassing moments teaching, sadly.
Not the best.
Because we were teaching camel toss to handstand on shoulders, a skill that we feel very confident in, very comfortable. We're doing that regularly.
We've taught it loads, we've done it loads. And this proves that it can still go wrong, because in the demo of one of the progressions, we actually had a fall. Yeah, we had a bit of it's a simple progression. It's a toss up and a catch back down. So it's actually a really nice progression to learn how to do the full skill. But I think adrenaline was running a little bit high, and for whatever reason, I tossed with a bit more power than normal. So throwing Laura up a bit higher, and she traveled a bit over my shoulders. And yeah, she twisted out, fell over to the side. I caught her on the way down, so there was no big fall on the ground or anything like that. But in doing so, you kind of injured your shoulder a little bit,
Yeah, on the way down, I felt like a tweak in my right shoulder. The side right is my bailout side, and because my hands were still on the shoulders and I bailed out, I think my shoulder was not so happy with that movement, and I was very happy that Cass caught me, but still it was quite painful and quite uncomfortable, partially emotionally and mentally, doing that mid-demo, mid-class, and partially then physically because we wanted to continue, and you were like, okay, let's do that again, and I was like, okay, I need a second I was like, I can't really feel or move my arm properly. So I just took a few deep breaths. I did a handstand on the side just to feel out if I can put weight on my arm and on my shoulder again. The handstand was fine. I was like, okay, let's just continue teaching. So we did it again, demoed the whole thing, and after that I took a moment.
So yeah, it's not the best. Obviously it doesn't look the best, as either also for the students to not feel so confident if they see the teachers falling out of a skill. And we've reflected on this, it's a bit strange because it's a skill and a progression that we've done loads. It's never gone wrong for us ever, and it feels really safe. So it was a bit of a surprise, I guess, in some degrees. And I guess just to keep it short, our learnings from that have been that we started with teaching these, let's say, slightly more advanced workshops at the start of our whole trip. So maybe that was not the best choice, and to ease into our teaching and get a bit more in flow, we maybe should have started with the easier content first and done the harder content, a few days later. And then the other kind of main takeaway we've got is, even if skills are going well and they're easy and they don't feel at risk at all, which this one really didn't, that we should still practice the exit strategies and try and understand if that would happen, how best can we react, and how I can best catch Laura. And that way, I think in reflection, I'm like, if she had resisted less hard, I still would have caught her and probably not injured her shoulder. So there's some learning there, and there's some stuff for us to think about.
And it was also good to feel that we are still able to continue the class, to still teach. I was very appreciative of your support and your like holding space and leading the class a bit more, so I could take it a bit more easy, and the fact that even if it doesn't go so smooth, that it doesn't affect the rest of the class. We still taught a boom boom after that, and we still
nailed everything else. So yeah.
Now my shoulder is still not great, so I am taking it a bit easy in hopes of it recovering soon, to give it rest and do some rehab exercises. Taught at the Circus Academy here and at JN Yoga Studio, a weekend intensive. It was super fun.
Yeah, it was really nice to reconnect with the Singapore community, being half Singaporean myself, and we got to connect with the acro yoga community in Singapore. We got to meet up with Hector, Fong, Nabila, Kenneth, Exong, Kay, loads of people from our acro yoga teacher training, and who came to our festival recently as well. So it was really fun to reconnect.
Yeah, amazing to see everyone again and to play and hang out and being hosted here by Kay. Yeah.
Got to play some mahjong while I was here in Singapore. It's one of my favourite games. It's a bit of a gambling game. I don't normally gamble much, but I did win. Won $210 Sing dollars. It was a really fun game to play. Laura got to watch.
Yes, this was our Singapore trip. We really hoped you enjoyed watching this episode of our adventures in Singapore. We're at the airport now. We're gonna board our flight to the Netherlands.